Greetings everybody, welcome back to another episode of Serious Curious Adventures in modded Minecraft 1.8. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I've been busy in this jungle a little bit, started building. You can kind of see it through the window, there are things that I've done. And we'll go over that in a little bit. But first of all, I want to do some things, I want to talk about some others. The good old, same old intro, almost every episode we do this. Also, it's super late. It's like, what was it? Almost 5 a.m. again. Yay, I should not record these so late night. Anyway, so I did a few things here. I set up my little base in this little temple we found last time. And I needed a way to make stone bricks and, all the different kinds of stone brick, like there's mossy and cracked ones. The mossy we can get with the vines, so I just gathered some vines around here, like this. And the cracked one, you actually have to smelt down stone brick. And to do this, you can see there's no furnace. I actually made this thing here. If I turn on Viola for a little bit, this is a adjustable chest from Better Chests, and this is actually really cool. I almost a little bit overpowered, maybe. Just looking at these upgrades we have here for this chest, there's some crazy stuff in here. But yeah, what you can do with this is, I added one upgrade. Actually, I think it was 2 upgrades. Yeah, 2 upgrades. So one of the upgrades is that it auto smelts. So right now, for example, if I put in the copper, after a couple of seconds, it will smelt it into copper ingot. Now you might think maybe it's because of the lava's fuel. Nope, it just does it. There's no fuel involved. It seems really fast, so I don't know. Seems a little bit strange to me. But the other thing is that if you put in, the upgrade I added is the cobble gen upgrade. So if you put in a bucket of lava and a bucket of water, which I don't have right now, it generates smoothstone over time. That's why I got all the smoothstone here. And yeah, kind of interesting. Cobblestone. And then, the furnace mode would smelt it down. So let's go get a bucket. I did find this pitcher plant. This is from Random Things, and apparently, can you actually craft these now? Yeah, I just found it over there somewhere. And apparently they count as like a water source block. Okay, so if I right click with my bucket. Oh yeah, look at that. A bucket full of water. Interesting. Not sure if that flower ever dies, but yeah. So yeah, I put these in there and you can see cobbles is being generated at a really fast rate too, so that is interesting. This bit I don't mind too much. If you play like 1.7 and have like extra utilities, you can create cobblestone gens that are ridiculous. So I'm not too concerned about that. The smelting bit, a little bit strange. I might not use this for other things than other than creating that smooth stone or whatever. But yeah, I did create some glass here because I need a bottle. Because today we're going to look into Thaumcraft. And right now I'm making some scribing tools that we will need in a little bit. So I just want to prepare. Also installed a few more mods. One of them is the thing you can see up here, these buttons. That is from the Terraria button mod, I believe. And if you played Terraria before, you can let's for example say, there's like stone brick in here and I have stone brick. I can click quick stack. And it always closes the inventory, which I don't like, but it moves everything that it can into this chest. And you can also do the reverse, where you could say, like, if I have 1 brick here, I can do restock. Or is it, maybe it doesn't work in the hotbar? Yeah, it doesn't work in the hotbar. It keeps the hotbar alone. Oh, yeah, it doesn't use it. But yeah, it takes out all the items to, like, restock your items. That's kind of cool. Also, I can put the chicken in here and just smelt that down. So yeah, that's the thing. My inventory is terrible. This one I kind of wanted to keep for only like plant stuff, but because I'm running out of inventory space here, I think I'm just gonna dump this all in. I might need the ink. I'm gonna keep it on me. We have our little piggy here. So yeah, I have the Thermonomicon, and we're gonna get started with this mod. There's a few changes to this now that I have not really seen. Oh man, so these crystals are from Thaumcraft too, right? And I did read the book a little bit, and apparently you're not really supposed to break these. So I collected a bunch of them in our old base, but they're kind of like the batteries for like all the magical energy. And it looks like they're even spread over time. So there weren't this many here before. So that's kind of interesting. Also, this is my vine farm, where I'm just gathering all the vines to make the mossy stone. Another mod I added is custom NPCs. So I mentioned last time, I believe, that I kind of want a way of like maybe use copper or tin or something as like a trading material, like a currency. And with the custom NPC mod, we can just create, our custom NPCs, and we can actually program them and tell them what to do. And you can also set up like trades and stuff with them. So that's something we might want to look at in the future. But since I always ramble so much and we never get stuff done, let's just focus on this stuff. And if there's anything more important coming up later, I might just include it. So yeah, I talked about how I wanted to connect the temple here with the area over there. So I started to lay out a path here, a little bit of like scenery, a little pond over here, just some broken pieces of stone. I added these little fences. Those are jungle fences with a torch on top, standing on a block. I didn't like how it looked like just on grass. It was kind of like detached, I think. This looks a little bit better, but I'm still not 100% sure about if I like this or not. We have Chisel Bits, which is a crazy mod. Basically, you can like carve out little pieces of this block, pretty much every pixel of this block, and replace it with something else. So you could do some crazy transitions from like stone into grass, for example. That might be something, if I'm like really bored, I might want to check out. We have some tile stones here. These are from the Mr. Cray furniture mod. Just some, I think you just use cobblestone 2 pieces maybe. And they create these cool little platforms. So yeah, it just goes up here. And then eventually at this point it splits into 2. So this over here goes into that area I was talking about with that little pond down there. There's a little lake. I want to continue building here eventually. I might actually have like a what do you call this? Like a walkway or something on the side of the mountain rather than going down. Also put down some logs and such here just as decoration. But the main route is going to be this way, and I started building like an old ruined temple entrance here. So this is where we go down into our little mini base for now, which has not much yet. This is our Thaumcraft room, which we're gonna go look at in a bit. And this all the way down here leads to the same pond we saw from up there. So we can probably connect this later somehow. I haven't not kind of decided how yet, but yeah. I kind of like this entrance. It kind of looks cozy. It looks like there used to be more something, but now it's like a little bit broken down. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, over here is our Thaumcraft room. These are the jungle doors. Really cool that there's like a broken plank in there. It looks really cool. I think it goes well with that style, with this broken down ruins. Put down stairs there, and on this side too, just as decoration or something. And yeah, it's just a old, not so fancy room. But it's an old ruins, right? What do you expect? Okay, so let's just look into our Summonomicon that we found last time. Oh, awesome. First thing I notice is you can zoom in now and out. Fancy. That's a great feature. That was always missing. So yeah, on the left side we see like all the different like Thaumcraft categories. We have the basic information that just talks about a lot of things and research and such. We have the Thaumaturgy, which is like the wand and magic casting sort of stuff. Alchemy, break down things and turn them into some other things. And Artifice, which is like gadgets and building blocks and equipment and such. Really cool stuff here. On the right side, we have all the mods we have. Thaumic Auditions. And apparently it shows you a lot of these like already unlocked. Usually in Thaumcraft 4, there used to be like question marks or something, but especially in the Thaumic bases, it's crazy because there's so much. This is, what is that? Palmistry. Just some decorative stuff and some other interesting things. Yeah. We're gonna have to look into these pretty late, I think. Yeah, look at that. Thaumic bases. What a crazy mess. This kind of reminds me of the Sphero board from Final Fantasy X. The way you had like level up your characters kind of looked like this. So there's some crazy stuff. Reverting stuff. More efficiency. Yeah, so this is gonna be crazy to learn all of this stuff. Thermic infusion only has one thing apparently, so that's interesting. I think it's more like you infuse blocks with different kinds of magic, so maybe you just need to select one for that or something. And then Thermic Tinkerer is also back in here. Looks a lot smaller unless it's gonna unlock more branches as we unlock stuff. But yeah, Thermic Tinkerer used to have a ton of stuff in here. More condensed maybe it's not done yet, we'll see. But anyway, let's go start with the generic stuff. I'm not going to read every single thing in here. There might be some snippets I want to read and just explain a little bit. I will, however, go over some of these just so you know the basic stuff about Thaumcraft. So at the beginning they just talk about a few different things that Thaumcraft comes with. One of them is the pack, which is a mob that spawns in like magic biomes and areas. And you can actually trade with him. You can drop like gold or diamonds on him and he will pick it up, no matter if you plan on trading with him or not. So kind of gonna be careful around him. He will just pick up anything. And if he likes you, he might offer you some great trades, which is kind of cool. I think we encountered one in the cave before. It talks about these V's crystals. This is where I saw that they kind of act as like batteries. And so they kind of, I think they refill the V's inside each chunk or something like that. We have to find out about this more later, I think. And you can, it says here they will never crumble away completely and at least a small remnant of crystal will remain. So they do recharge things, but they will never vanish. But they will also spread over time. Grow and even spread. So that's kind of cool. These give all these different shards that we definitely need. So it might be a good idea to not gather them around our base. I'm not sure. We have the cinema, which gives us quicksilver. Amber, which just gives amber. So those are the ores that spawn here. It does come with enchantments. We have the haste one, which makes you move faster. And a repair one, which uses V's from your wand, and which we get into later. And it will restore your item durability, which is kind of cool. We have the greatwood trees, which we found. We also have the silverwood trees. They have like a little aura node inside sometimes. And they grow these shimmer leaves around them. Shimmer leaves you can just turn into quicksilver. Kind of cool. Kind of renewable source for quicksilver, I guess. We also have cinder pearl, which only spawns in the desert. And they give you blaze powder. So that's a cool way of getting like blaze powder really early on. So you don't have to go to the nether. We also have V shrooms. These are a little bit crazy. If you touch them, you get all funky. Touch fuzzy, get dizzy. Something like that. Summonomicon, we found it, but if you don't find it, you can also craft it with a normal wand and a bookshelf. But of course, technically, if you don't have the book, you don't know how to make a wand if you wouldn't have any eyes. So it's a little bit strange, but I guess if you ever lose your book, you know how to make a new one. Knowledge fragments. In your travels, you might happen upon fragments of ancient and lost knowledge. When used, they will grant you a small amount of experience. They might have other uses as well. 9 of these can be, or used to, again, I don't know too much about this Thaumcraft 5. My knowledge is more coming from Thaumcraft 4, which is very similar to this one. But you used to be able to combine 9 of these to get research nodes. But you can also consume them to get, well, back then you get aspects, which you used to pay like for, or which you used to like create some research nodes here and unlock new stuff. I think now they might just give you experience. I'm not sure though. We have to double check this. It talks about the auras in the nodes. So in the world, there are different aura nodes, and each aura node can have a different aspects. They're like 6 primal ones, which we also can see under aspects of magic. Probably should go here first. There's air, terra, ignis, aqua, and ordo, and perdicio. So those are like the 6 main ones. And then there are compound aspects, which are made out of these, a combination of the primal ones or a combination of compound ones. And a big change in this one is that it actually already shows you every single item in the game and what it's made out of. You used to have to research items and figure out what they are made out of. I kind of like this change though, because the early game in Thaumcraft was always really tedious, especially if you have done it multiple times. You always still have to like scan everything and figure out what items are made out of, even if you know it already. So yeah, now you just know it. But yeah, there are aura nodes in the world, and they are usually made out of these primal aspects like aqua and ignis, but there's also a small chance that they are made out of the compound ones. And it also mentions that the aura can also become tainted and gain a vitium flux aspect. And if that's not being treated, or if there's too much flux in the air, then it can cause taint, which we've seen already, the tainted biome. And apparently nodes now attract each other and they kind of move closer. That was in Thaumcraft 2 or 3, I believe, as well. So that's something interesting. I never used those mods a lot. And then it talks about the research. This is our main thing we have to focus on today. And I know I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this as we go through the book and stuff, right? A bit more talkative episode maybe, or talky episode. I don't know how you want to say it. But I think, if you've never done Thaumcraft, it might be interesting to know a little bit more of the background and stuff before we dive in and, do a lot of research stuff. But yeah, it tells you here that there are two different ways of finding and discovering new things. The first one is using the aspects you know and discovering practical knowledge and recipes with the research table. So in the research table, if you go further, it shows you how this all works here. There's this crazy thing where once you have a research node, you have to play this mini game where you need to combine or connect these aspects, these icons on the sheet. And you do that by dragging other items next to it, other aspects next to it that are made out of the symbol you're connecting with. But we'll talk about that once we start actually combining stuff. And then the other way is exploring the world and examining blocks, items, and creatures with the thermometer in order to gain clues to further research. Thermometer, there it is. That's how we make it. So it looks like any type of shard, two of them, 2 pieces of gold, 1 piece of glass makes this thermometer. And you just go around and scan stuff. This is what you use to unlock or research items, figure out what component or what aspects they're made out of. But since we all know this now, I think it only might unlock new research knowledge or something. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. It looks different too. Kind of interesting. And yeah, it just shows you how to make these scribing tools. You do need scribing tools and piece of papers in your inventory. Actually, paper is something I don't have. We should go get some to unlock new research sheets. But yeah, and then there's stuff here you can unlock later. So I think that's a good spot to start. So we want to make this research table, and it said to make a research table, you just have to make a normal table, which is under artifice here. Just some slabs and a piece of wood, or 2 pieces, and you right click with the scribing tool on it. Do we happen to have some wood on me, or do I need to go back? I have some. Awesome. Almost prepared. Actually, I think I also have reed in here. Yeah, sugar canes. Look at that. We can make paper. Okay, cool. So let's make a table real quick. Need some... Oops, that's the logs. We need the slabs. And we actually need 2 table. We need one as the research table, and another one turns into a workbench later. But let's just place this here. It's only 1 block now. It used to be 2 blocks wide. Kind of interesting. Okay, let's just right click. There it goes, our research table. Crazy interface. So this is where our research nodes go, and this is then where all of our aspects are gathered that we can use up to unlock research nodes. So that's kind of cool. Let's get that paper going too. So we have something, because we need to unlock stuff soon. There we go. Just keep it in your inventory with a scribing tool. And then you can you see these blinking things. You can click on it and it tells you now, click to get a research node for this research. It gives you the piece of paper. You put the piece of paper in here, play the minigame, and once you're done, you unlock it. Then there's also the ones with the hexagon symbol. These you can just buy with experience points. In Thaumcraft 4, you had to use aspects to buy them. You would just use the aspects together to buy them, rather than having to do the minigame. Now it's experience points, so that's kind of cool. I like this a lot more. So technically, we could just unlock a few things. Like this, for example, the arcane bellows we can just unlock without having to do the minigame. There's some redstone stuff. We definitely want to get this thermometer in a little bit. There's also some basic artificing here. A few things you can craft, basic components that you need in other recipes. So maybe There's also more stuff here. There's so much stuff, I know. But let's unlock this one. Because the arcane bells, I remember, are pretty useful. There you go, just clicked. Cost us 3 experience points. Stoking the flames. So the arcane bellows, you can connect them to like furnaces, or the infernal furnace, which we can't get yet, to speed them up. And this also works with vanilla furnaces, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it says it can also be attached to furnaces or essential smelteries to increase their speed. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. It is also possible to attach them to crucibles to reduce the time it takes for their water to boil. Okay, they can be deactivated with redstone signal. You're confident more users will reveal them later. Cool. One thing I'm curious is, once we have them unlocked, can we check NEI for the recipe? No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So that's unlocked. Alright, I hope I'm not going like too fast or anything. I know it's there's a lot of stuff to learn, but it's gonna be so worth it. The thing I'm making right now is our first wand. You need 2 of these iron caps. You always need like caps and a rod in the middle. In this case, the rod is just a stick. This is like the very basic wand, and you can just craft it like this. You don't need anything special. The more advanced ones later need that arcane workbench that we can make once we get the wand. So let's make this. It says it has a capacity of 100. And so big change from the looks of it is, you can see in the top left corner now, we have these 6 bars. Those are like all the primal aspects, and you can kind of see the colors filling in there now. So our wand is slowly recharging. You can also see the numbers here, and it can hold 100 of each aspect. In the past, you had to drain aura nodes in the environment. You had to find an aura node and then right click with your wand to drain the aspects out of it. Now it's just over time, which is cool. I think I like this a lot more because it was a pain to find the right aura nodes. It was really difficult. Now, the only thing I don't know is I think it's draining it from the chunk you're in. So there might be a chance that we drain too much, maybe, and make them tainted. That would be terrible. Okay, but now that we have the wand, we can place another table here and right click with the wand, and we have the arcane workbench. This is where you craft all your fancy Thaumcraft recipes in here. Well, most of them. There's going to be a different, bigger type of crafting system later as well. But yeah, that's like the basic stuff we can get. So for the next item, the thermometer, we actually need crystals, and I hate doing this now that I know that we shouldn't do this, but I don't have any. I didn't bring them with me yet, and I don't want to go back all the way back to the base. So we just grab some auto crystals from around the corner, and we make our first thermometer. There it is, awesome. I have no idea how this guy works now. So top left corner, I believe that's the energy in the chunk. Let me quickly double check this so I don't say something wrong here. Yeah, so secondly, they display the current and base aura in the chunk you are located. Pressing F while holding it allows you to change what aspect of the aura to display. Okay, if I press F, it might be overwritten actually. Let me double check real quick. No, I don't know. F doesn't work. I thought I'd put it on G, but that doesn't work either. I have to figure out what the right keys. But yeah, so you can see there's some question marks if I hover over blocks, and I just right clicked on a piece of cobblestone, and it said we gained practical knowledge of Terra and Pedicio. If we do this here, we got Herba, Lux. Can't learn anything from there. Sometimes you have to shift right click, like for the, with the bed, if you like right click, you would use it. But yeah, so we can go around here, and you also want to do this with like the basic items in your inventory. See, like this for example, we unlocked Instrumentum, Shears maybe. Nothing from there. Wait, did I click the right thing? Yeah, I guess you would see you see the question marks if you can learn from it. Oh, Desiderium, that's something. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if that's from a mod, like an add-on, or if that's actually from Thaumcraft. Okay, nothing from this. Spider. Oh wow, look at that. Bestia. Who knew that our spider has some knowledge? Okay, these guys count as the same thing. Yeah, so I have to go around and just scan a few things, and I think that unlocks research points for us. I'm gonna go double check real quick. So I just scanned a error, and it says you have discovered something that could aid future research. Okay, so if you look in here, aha, see, something new happened. Primal arrows. Okay, so I'll be honest, I'm a little bit confused because I don't see, we don't have any research points yet, so something must have changed quite a bit, I think. What I want to try real quick though is unlock a research node that we could research and see if that would give us something special. So one of the best items we could unlock right now is the Goggles of Revealing, I think. These are kind of like the thermometer, but you can like wear it on your head. So you can see all the like auras and stuff in the environment without having to hold this item, I believe. So let's take a look at that. So if we click this, we got the research nodes now. Here they are. Goggles of Revealing. And so normally you would put them in here. Oh, now we have points. Interesting. So are these points per research now? I'm confused. But yeah, so you can see we have these three things here, right? Potentia, Senses, and Auram. So we have to combine these by using some of these other aspects here and dragging them onto the field, and they need to be connected to things. So if you would look at the book, for example, and you say like, let's say Potentia is, there we go, Ordo and Ignis. So you need to connect either Ordo or Ignis next to Potentia or something that is using it, like Instrumentum in this case. So we could use Ordo or Ignis or something, right? And you can also combine these to make new stuff. So for example, I can just go ahead and do maybe here. See? And you can see like there's a line connecting them now. And then you would have to sort of get, figure out, okay, how do I get to Senses, for example? Senses connects with Air and Spiritus. Okay, so what should we use? We used Ignis. And then one thing we could check is there something that combines Ignis and Air? Oh, there is Lux. Okay. So how about we put Air here, Codex, and then we combine Air and Fire. We get a Lux, and we can combine it in here in between, and these connect too, because Lux is made out of Ignis and Air, so they should connect just fine. Now we have Aurum. Let's check Aurum, Potentia, and Air. Okay. So technically we could do something like, let's see, Potentia. Trying to think. We could also put Air here. And then something, and then Lux here again, right? That should work. So if you do this, oops, dang it. If you click on it, you waste it. You remove it, but you also waste it. Okay, and then we do this. And there we go. We combined them all. And we unlocked this discovery. So now you just take it out and right click. We unlocked it. Awesome. So now you can see there's a little star icon here on this tab. And also on the item itself we unlocked. Building on the basic principles of the thermometer, you have begun refining the ability to detect magic into something more revealing. The set of mystical lenses will make aura nodes much easier to find, along with revealing all manner of hidden things. They form an important tool in any thaumaturgist's arsenal. So we need 2 thermometers, 4 pieces of leather, and 2 pieces of gold. And okay, so we have a little problem here though. You can see they cost 100 Vs each when you want to craft them, right? What that means is like if you craft stuff in here, you can see if I put on a wand, you can't really see it. But the wand has like energy, and this one says it needs 100 of each to craft this stuff. Well, our wand can hold 100, but in the brackets behind it says 110% average Vs cost. So it actually means that we have to pay 110% the Vs cost of any like thing we want to craft. So in this case, it would be 110 of each aspect, which we can't do because our wand is too, it doesn't carry enough. There are ways around. For example, if you look at the enchanted fabric, if we make this enchanted fabric, we can make these thaumaturges outfit, and you can see they have a V's discount. So the robes have 2%. Sorry, these have 2%, and this is 1%. So we will get a discount of 5% from the set. So that's good. I wonder if we need to wait, because the goggles give 5%. That would be 10%. But we can't get them, of course, without crafting them. So we might actually have to wait on these. I don't think we can unlock them yet. I think we need a better one first. So we might have to unlock something like the Great Wood Wand or something like that. So I decided to go ahead and unlock the research now for the Great Wood Wand core. And yeah, it looks like every research node has its own aspects now. That is very interesting. Before you had like one pool of all aspects that you would use up for every single research. Now it seems like every research has its own like pool that it comes with. So you're kind of limited to how you have to like do these things. Very interesting. I guess that makes them challenging later on when you have like big boards and you have like only a couple available. Interesting. Okay, let's go solve this one. And there we go. A little bit chaotic. That's okay. We're not really wasting stuff if this renews. Alright, there's our Great Wood Wand core. Complicated to say. Let's have a look at it. It can store 250 Vs. And this one needs 30 per DC on your wand and 2 pieces of Great Wood. Alright, I also unlocked the gold wand caps. Just some better caps we can use on our wand. I don't remember if the better ones need them, but it's good to have some nicer ones. Gold is far superior focusing agent than iron, and wand's cap with this material takes no penalty when used to channel Vs. Awesome. Alright, making a great wood rod. I don't know why I can't say that. It's the second time I stumble over this. And then we need the gold caps and the rod, and it needs like 79 of each, so just gonna hold this for a little bit and let this recharge. And there we go, that should be enough. Yep, and we have our gold banded great wood wand. It can hold 250 of each V or aspect. That is awesome. We can actually leave this one in here, I guess, for now. So yeah, I don't know if I want to recharge these things in my chunks here, or if I want to like leave the chunks and let it recharge somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. But I think we have to end the episode here. I have no idea how long this is again. It's probably ridiculously long. I hope not. But yeah, this is the beginning of Thaumcraft for now. I know I'm a little bit all over the place. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. Just excited to get started to it. And my knowledge from like the previous Thaumcraft is kind of like interfering, I guess, with my with the the new stuff. So I'm like thinking, okay, this is how this works. But no, it changed. So it might be a little bit chaotic. Hopefully it's not too bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed anyway. Next time we're gonna look into probably more some advanced stuff in Thaumcraft. We're gonna get our goggles of revealing and then look into maybe like the essential stuff, how to break down components into like liquid aspects and using those to create new materials. Should be fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, maybe leave a like. It would help me super much. And I will see you guys then. Bye bye.